film, a movie that I never seen. Yeah, from different places to different locations, we changing the scene. So many stories to tell, it will not fit on the screen. What do you mean? There's hope in your story, there's hope in your passion. They don't get the picture, so we tell it like caption. Look at what happened up in your life when you take roll. God is present, you have now tuned in the official podcast, so tell it, ayy.
That boy good. That boy
ain't he though?
Listen, that is that's my cousin, my family, part of Team Tell It, Mr. Kevin Russell, aka K-Train, aka I think it's K-Train 2, aka Kevin J, aka now that's the guy. But listen, that's that man right there. That's the intro. So as I look and see, and we are good to go. So before we get started, I want y'all to go ahead and share some more. Heart it up. I mean, because we have an amazing testimony that my sister here will be sharing with us tonight. So first, before we get started, Sister Alicia, how do you feel? You feel all right?
I'm feeling great.
You live.
I'm live. Hey, girl.
We live, baby. So,
we live, baby.
So she has a friend with her right now. So, Fran, if you can also share with your people, okay? And share, tag everybody that you can, because because we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. All right. So if you go on YouTube, be sure to go ahead and I'm about to say submit. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe and go ahead and like and actually hit the notification button so every time we go live or we do something, you can know what's happening. And you can also follow me at Herbert_Zeal on IG. All right, go ahead and hit me up there. And then you can also follow our friend here at Leacy'Babii. All right, and go ahead and follow on Instagram. And so I'm pretty sure. And now you can already see I'm on Facebook at Herbert Zeal Smire. I am looking to change it. The Zeal is not my middle name. That is actually my rap name. All right, and I just put it in so people can find me. Put the Herbert and the Smire on the other side. I used to, put Zeal. But all right.
Oh, that's new to me. I never actually knew that.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh, man.
I was just on my laptop trying to share. That's why I keep looking down.
Oh, I don't care. You're good. You're good. So, listen, also, we are in the anniversary week. All right. So, August 7th is Tell It's anniversary. You heard it here. It's Tell It's anniversary. That's when we got started. Again, kind of like where we are now. A lot of bad news happening on social media. So, I figure, hey, you know what? I want to have people hear some good things that are happening. And what better than for people to share their stories? So that's how we got started. And here we are today, 1 year later. And we're kicking it off right now in the month of August and our anniversary week with none other than Alicia Wallace. So we got a great story coming up for you guys. Also, you may need to hold on because I will tell you, because it's our anniversary week, I will tell you how to win some cash, all right, in your Venmo or in your Cash App. So you might need to hold on and watch this thing through because you do not want to miss an opportunity. And the winner, look at that, numbers went up by 3 when I said cash. But yeah, and hold on because I'll be giving away Saturday on the anniversary of Tell It. And so, it will be in your best interest to do so. All right. Other than that, am I missing anything else? No. I think that's it. All right. So, you know how I like to do it. Every week, I hit up our guest with some rapid fire questions. But before we do that, I just want to let you know who this person is. And look at that. Look at mommy on here. Hey, mom. How you doing?
Hey, Mama, I love you.
Look at that. So you know how we do it every week is we like to do rapid fire questions. Oh, but before I go do that, again, I want to introduce who this person is, okay? And so, if you have ever been a guest on Tell It, if you have ever signed up and say, yes, I would like to be on your show, the first line of contact is this lady right here, Alicia Wallace. She is the one that hits you up and sets you a date for prep night. She is the one to let you know that you have been on the show, and we are so grateful to have you. She is the one that sends you the house rules of Tell It. And so y'all give it up for her because she has been an amazing addition to the team. And how we met is her friend, Miss Stephanie Woods, said, hey, I have a friend that would like to be on your show, and she likes to share, she wants to share her testimony. And I said, shoot, bring her on. All right. But who knew that she would be a part of the team also? And this has been a long time coming for her story to be told. So look like your mom said your dad says hi too. So
hey, Dad, love you.
there you go. Hey, and Mom, can you please share too? Share this right now, Mom, before you get invested and start enjoying your daughter's testimony. Go ahead and share this with all your friends, all your enemies, and whoever else that you think you can share this with. All right, because I don't want anyone to miss this. This is going to be, I don't know, this is going to be just one of the greatest tellers. So no pressure, no pressure. All right, no pressure. Oh, and Mom said she did share. So what you talking about, her? All right. So we're going to get started with these rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
You sure?
I'm a little indecisive, so yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so I'm gonna start you with the easy one. I start everyone off with this all the time. Are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? Which one are you? Do you like to keep to yourself, or are you just, the social butterfly?
Social butterfly for sure. I'm an extrovert.
Easy. All right, what's your favorite movie?
Ooh, well, back in the day, growing up, Hardball, but as I'm older, I really love War Room.
That's funny. You said growing up, Hardball. How old were you when that movie came out?
6th grade. My mom took me and my friends to the movies to watch it. I remember. And then I had a crush on Jamal. Come to find out, it's Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. There you go. All right. There you go. So the War Room. Hey, that was an amazing movie. All right, here you go. Wait. Would you listen to Prince or Michael Jackson?
Michael.
Okay. All right. So you're not that indecisive as you say you were, because you done decided a lot of these. All right, but throw a curveball at you. Sugar on grits?
Yes.
Yes.
Sugar and butter.
I knew you were a sugar on grits person. I knew
Sugar and butter. Never had it any other way. I just can't. I can't.
Boom. Now you should try this. I tell everybody this. You put sugar, butter, and you put some eggs in it, right? Mix it with some eggs, and you put some cheese in it. All right. And I'm telling you, man, that meal right there is gonna have you going to sleep. All right. So you gotta be careful with that. Look at that.
I'll see if I can put it in my tracker.
Do it. All right. That's the only way to have it. Okay. That's the only way outside of shrimp and grits. Then, but butter, sugar, cheese, eggs. Mix it all together.
Shrimp and grits together.
You never had shrimp and grits?
No, I'm scared. I love shrimp. I love grits, but I like the sweet part of it. So I don't know.
Yes, but it's like sausage and cheese. You gotta try it out. All right. Are you a night owl or are you an early riser?
Definitely a night owl.
Okay, night owl. All right, here we go. Which preferred sport would you watch? Like, say if it was on the TV and you had to sit down and watch it, which would you watch?
That's a mixture between basketball and football.
Ooh, football's on tonight too.
Yeah. See, I don't have cable right now. Just stream everything.
Same here.
I don't know. I can't really choose. In season, I like to watch both of them on TV. I like baseball, but not on TV. I only like to watch it in person.
Yeah, definitely got to go check it out. All right, here we go. Favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
Okay, cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
You never had my banana pudding. I forgot. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Change your mind on that. All right. Yeah. Favorite show, like television show.
Man.
You can go back too. You can go back. You can be
Well,
now.
right now I've been on All American. I really like that. Greenleaf, Manifest. This is where the indecisive comes in because I'm a TV junkie.
See, I don't know. I haven't seen All American yet, but I heard some great things. I think I saw like 2 episodes of it, and then I never picked it back up again. So should I continue to watch that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I like bawled my eyes out through the whole thing. It's so good.
Okay.
It makes me emotional.
All right. Okay, I'll check out All American. Seems like a very much of a tearjerker type show, which I probably do not want to watch because I don't feel like crying. All right, here we go. Favorite holiday?
I'd say Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Which
It just
one?
depends. Whenever my family gets together, that's really what it's about.
They
Just
both get
being with
together.
my family. So
Wow.
it's not about the holiday, it's about the family, I think.
Okay. All right, Thanksgiving is about the food for me. I mean, it's about the family for sure. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good answer, y'all. She ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. All right, here we go. Vacation spot on your bucket list.
Costa Rica.
You said at the beginning that you were indecisive. I haven't really.
Well,
That
you're
hasn't
asking me a
happened.
question like I've always dreamed to go to Costa Rica, like always, but I got to be able to get a passport for that, so I have to work on that one.
There you go. And you know it's good for 10 years once you get it. So, all right, let me put that phone away.
I haven't figured out the felony situation yet, but
it's coming.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, you'll get to that.
But God.
Yeah, you done a whole lot of stuff that a lot of people were not able to do. So.
Facts.
So we're gonna get to that though. I need you to stop giving away your story right now. Like we just finished rapid fire questions, and so I need you to hold yourself. All right, because I still need people to share, and I still need people to heart. Fun fact: when you heart a lot of posts, it gets stuck in the algorithm of social media. So likes are cool, but hearts are better. So once you heart it up, it'll start to rotate and pop up on other people's timelines. All right. And if you haven't done so already, if you're watching on YouTube, I need you to go ahead and subscribe and then like, and then I need you to hit that notification bing, to let you know when Tella is doing something else. All right. Okay. So y'all, here comes the moment that we all have been waiting for, or at least I have been waiting for sure. What we like to do on Tell It is we have various stories to touch different people, okay? So it can be anything from love to entrepreneurship to motherhood. I had even things from abusive relationships, but this is the first time that I've had someone on here with Alicia's story, because I'm not giving it up. She's gonna tell you everything. And so I'm excited because being able to work with Alicia really showed me a lot of what God can do, right? And so these stories are pretty much showing God in the midst of trouble, in the midst of good times, bad times, and how he takes real people, right, that makes real mistakes and then turns everything around. So, you know, you good?
Yeah, I was just seeing if my volume was up.
Oh, you up. You all the way live. So with that being said, y'all, I want to turn this over to Alicia Wallace. What's your middle name?
Sabrina.
Alicia Sabrina Wallace. I always wanted to say your whole name. And so I always want to start off with first saying thank you for being on the show. Like I said, it's a long time coming, but I'm ecstatic. Okay, I've been waiting for this for months. But my first question for you is, where do this all begin? All right, because as I put on the for the promotion, we talked about drug dealing, we talked about being in jail, but kind of just, can you paint a background picture before all that stuff happened? Kind of just take us in to where it all began.
Okay. Well, uh, I was born in Danville, Illinois. Obviously, I live in Pontiac now. Been here since I was 4, but I grew up in Danville. My mom and my daddy, they were married at the time. I remember people were saying that they used to call me his shadow because he would be serving people in the park, and he would have me with him as a child. Well, I was a daddy's girl. I was super close to him. And when we moved back to Pontiac and my parents ended up getting divorced, I guess I was always seeking that relationship that I had with him, but not knowing that's what I was looking for. So when my mom, she asked me and my brother at the time if it was okay if she could marry my stepfather. He is now, love him so much. But I was quick to say yes because I was like, I want a daddy. Like, and I was very distant after that though, because the relationship was different than was with my biological father. But at that time, I couldn't understand that a man with no kids marrying in with a woman with 2 children, getting pushed into that. I expected it to be like head on exactly what I wanted. And I felt like, I think I pushed away from that my whole life because it wasn't what I wanted. But I had a good life. That's the thing. It's like, it was amazing. He loved me. He loved my brother. Then they had 2 kids after that, my 2 brothers. But I always made life harder because I wanted something more. So come to find out, like all my life, I was always trying to fill this piece of my heart that I thought was missing. So that led me to looking for love in all the wrong places. And I just fell in this hole that I couldn't get myself out of. But I grew up in church, the Christian family. So I always had, God is in my background, the foundation. But I didn't really understand what a relationship with Jesus was.
Wow. So would you say that you were still kind of holding on to your dad being there, even though you had this wonderful, your mom's wonderful husband there at the time, and treating you as kind of what a father with the daughter does? There was still something that you wanted your biological dad here, like you want that relationship.
Yeah, it made me rebellious, honestly. But yeah, I would definitely say that.
Did you ever try to like reach out to him? Like, what happened with that?
My biological
Yeah.
father? Yeah. Uh, as a child, like I remember sneaking around to speak with him because we weren't allowed to. At that time, I didn't understand, he was in an active addiction and he was abusive to my mom. So at that time, like I didn't understand. I felt like my mom was keeping him away from me. So like I would sneak talking to him at my friend's house. I remember he sent me a birthday gift and I said it came from her because it went to her address. So I would talk to him here and there as I was growing up, but he kind of put the blame on them too. So that kind of just fueled how I felt and just made me more and more like resentful to my mom and to my dad,
Wow. And so take me to how this void, how are you trying to fill this void of your dad being gone? You mentioned looking for love in all the wrong places.
Well, it didn't have to be in a relationship with someone. I just wanted to feel wanted, like a guy, just them telling me that I look beautiful, or somebody hanging out with me and making me feel wanted at that time. And then it got to the point to where sexual, like, and I just started kind of selling myself for sure. I give myself away to people just for that moment of pleasure. And then walk away. And then I still felt lost after that.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. So, I mean, how did you navigate through that? Like, how long did this go for?
Whew. A very long time. I got pregnant as a junior in high school. I had Emilio. But I finished my high school, I graduated as a senior. But by the time I was 20, I had given birth 3 times. I lost my middle child, Christopher, in my arms. He was just 2 days old. And that was extremely hard. But with Christopher and Ariana, my youngest, they have the same dad. So my relationship with him was very toxic. And that kind of turned everything around for me. When I was with him, he was abusive. I walked in on him with another girl, like on my 18th birthday, and I still stayed with him. It was 4.5 years of it was just miserable. We would fight each other toe to toe, like I was a man, basically.
Man. And so, with going through all that, how much further did this void take? Because obviously now we're seeing that none of that filled your void. So where are we going from here? You still have the toxic boyfriend. You had your kids. You graduated though, but then you were still looking for something.
Yeah. I started drinking a lot to try to escape my pain. Like I thought it, helped me forget my problems, but come to find out, it really just masked them, because in the end, the problems were still there, and I was still trying to, fill this void in my life. So at that time, I was drinking on the weekends or whatever, and I would get blackout drunk. So, but to me, I wasn't an alcoholic because I only did it on the weekends, or I was working full time. I was, always working. So I felt like everything was okay. I was living this lie. But I know in 2012, I had moved to Danville with my children, and I didn't have a job when I moved, but I was getting unemployment. So my mom, I remember, it got to the point to where she was like, okay, Alicia, she's like, you need to, Emilio at the time, he was going into 1st grade. She was like, you seriously need to find a job. She's like, I'm not taking care of him from Pontiac. Like, this is your responsibility. You either find a job or you send him home with me and he'll stay for the school year. And I ended up sending him with her and found a job a week later. And but she had already said, she's like, if you make this decision, you cannot take it back. He needs stability. So out there, it was just me and Ariana for that first year. He did come back after the school year, but I was being in Danville. I had my younger sister babysitting all the time. And that was something I wasn't used to. Like, I always had Emilio in Pontiac. So I was drinking every single night then. And I ended up getting pregnant out there while Emilio was gone. And I'd always been against abortion growing up in a Christian family. I remember having debates with people about how wrong it was. But when I was in this life, the guy was in jail, and I remember going to tell him, I felt like he wasn't down for it, basically. So I ended up deciding I was going to get an abortion, but I didn't tell my mom because I knew she would go crazy. So I kept drinking because I knew that if I drank, that I wouldn't go through with the pregnancy, because I wouldn't be able to live with myself if something came out, wrong with my baby. And I ended up getting 2 abortions in the end while I was out there.
Right. And so I see Stephanie saying here, mom always showed up. So even through all this, mom was still supportive, still reaching out.
Yes. Always.
Wow. And
she is my rock. I swear, I don't know what I would do without her. God knew I needed her.
And that's tough for a parent, because when your child is doing something that isn't ideal, the part is that God instilled in her a heart, and it's something about a mother's love that will continue to chase after the daughter, even in something like that. So shout out to mom. So
yes, mama, shout out to you. I love you.
Oh, look at that. I think you're about to give about 6 more shout outs to mom before the end of the show. Nah, she is amazing. She is definitely. So you got the abortion though, right? And your mom still has Emilio at home. Or what else did you dip into still looking? Because I know that wasn't the end of your problems right there. You know, obviously, when you try to solve more of your problems the wrong way, you continue to dig yourself in more of a hole. So, like,
Yeah.
what else is happening after that? Now you know you did it. How are you feeling after that now?
Well, Emilio ended up coming back after that school year.
Okay.
And then so after he come back, I ended up enrolling into college. I was going to full-time student at DAC, and I was getting a 4.0. I was
Hey.
working at the nursing home second shift full-time. And then he was, going to school or whatever. But then um, I ended up I wasn't paying my bills because I was spending money on alcohol all the time and smoking weed all the time. But I made
Mm-hmm.
myself think everything was okay because I was working and going to school.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually it got to the point to where I had to make a decision. Like, I had to go. So a month before school was done, I left and came back to Pontiac. So none of my classes even counted after that.
Wow.
When I moved back to Pontiac, I ended up getting a place after about a month. And then my boyfriend from Danville moved back with me. We started going to church all the time. We got baptized together. Everything was great. But in the end, he was abusive, and I got to drinking a lot again, and found out he's putting his hands on my kids. So I kicked him out right away. And then I really spiraled down after that, hanging out with people who were drinking all the time. Then it got to the point to where I was like, okay, I'm working as a CNA full time. I smoked too much weed to be able to pay for it. So I started selling it. Well, hey, how am I going to support my habit? So I sold the weed. Well, then I started hanging out with this guy who was giving me ecstasy pills like candy, for free. And it was I felt like I was on cloud nine. And then I remember I was always against coke and all that stuff because my daddy had a problem with that. And I swore up and down I'd never do it. Well, people kept telling me that it gave you the same feeling as X, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it. And man, once I started that, I got into a relationship with this other guy. We started selling crack and cocaine, pills. I got addicted to the fast life, honestly, because I saw how much. At first, I started off selling weed just because I wanted to smoke for free. But I saw the money and the other stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I'm there. But it was crazy. At one point in time, I was working 3 jobs and selling drugs.
How do you work 3 jobs and sell? You were busy, huh?
Busy. Not in a good way.
Right. Man, my goodness, y'all, before she continue this testimony, again, share. We over here talking to Alicia Wallace, and she is giving us her testimony. And it's so hard for me to hear this because I just want to spill the beans, tell you what's happening right now, but it's a process. I just wanted to go through it because listen, if God can do this with her and have her where she is now, yeah, he can do it for anybody. So, all right, I'm gonna stop. Okay, and look at that. Who's Ariana Benson? Who's that?
My baby. That's my daughter.
Hey, what's up?
She's in Florida. Shout out to my baby. I love you, Ree.
Yeah, she said good job. Look at that. Look at that. All right, go ahead and subscribe and like the Taylor YouTube channel, so you see more stuff coming up. All right, so you got into the fast life. You selling, you using, working 3 jobs. You got kids. Man, where are we going from here? How were you able to sustain all this?
Well, I mean, slowly but surely, I stopped working at all 3 jobs eventually. But at that time, it was the relationship I was in. He was a Hebrew Israelite, so he believed in God, but not that Jesus was the Son of God. And I remember being drunk and high off coke, bawling my eyes out to him, arguing for hours. You don't understand. I know God is real. I felt him. Blah blah. Until that one night, I remember one night he used the Bible. He used scripture that completely just flipped my whole world around. And obviously in an altered mental status, like being under the influence like that, like I wasn't thinking straight, and I allowed that scripture to completely flip me. So then I stopped claiming Christianity. Like I denied Jesus as the Son of God. And I started telling people this mess, like, listen, this, my bad, my alarm just went off.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my alarm went off. Okay.
You good.
So I remembered, like, you know, basically just deceived, and I stopped going to church. And that's when my life really went downhill with the drugs, like really downhill. Once I denied Jesus, it was just like I completely lost myself. So I knew the police were looking at me, but they could never get anything on me. Broke up with that guy, ended up started working at this nursing home, and I quit selling drugs. But I didn't stop using. So I went there smelling like weed one day because I was smoking in the parking lot with somebody. Somebody told on me. I ended up getting fired. And after that, I had just got a new place. I'm like freaking out. Like, what am I going to do? I had a friend staying with me. I'm like, I got to start selling drugs again. Like, I got to figure out how to make ends meet. So that's what I did. I started selling it again and started paying my bills or whatever. So I remember like telling one of my friends as we were going to an interview, I was like, I can't keep living this life anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a drug dealer the rest of my life. Like that's nothing for my kids. And I ended up, I'm on my way to this interview, high off coke. Let me tell you, I was going to take a drug test and I had my daughter's pee in a pill bottle, like ready, and I passed it. So I think it's like, I knew I had a desire to do better for myself. I just didn't know how. Well, 1 week later, on July 23rd, 2018, I'll never forget it. Well, the day before that, I went to Chicago and got a bunch of stuff, like hard and soft, crack and cocaine, like a lot of it. Was up all night long. This was a Sunday night. I was up all night long for over 24 hours off of the drugs. And I called into work that next day because I worked a part-time job doing home health care. And I called in, and because I was making so much money, I'm like, shoot, I'm not going to work. I'm about to get rid of this. I had a 50 bag left. And all of a sudden, like I remember I was in Emilio's room. And I was never in his room. If I was in my bedroom, I would have seen everything out in the front. But I'm in Emilio's room, just like feeling the air or whatever. And all of a sudden I hear this big boom. So I jumped up thinking my dog knocked down my landlord's china cabinet downstairs. So I'm like, yeah, about to snap. I rush out of the room. All of a sudden I look, rushing up the stairs is task force. They got their guns drawn, shields, helmets, like, it was crazy. And they're, get on the ground and put your hands behind your back. So I looked, my son, who was 11 at the time, he was on my right on the ground with his hands behind his back. And they're on my left. So I dropped. It was just me, him, and my friend at the time. I remember they had me sit on this bench that I had in the hallway, and Emilio was sitting next to me, and like my heart dropped. Like I wanted to be like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Like, but I knew if I acted crazy, that's what he would remember. So I just tried to stay calm, and I was like, I'm sorry, baby. I love you. Like, I didn't tell him everything would be okay because I really didn't know if it was. I didn't know what they knew. All I know is they just came through my door. So clearly, like, it's going down. So I ended up going to jail that night at Livingston County Jail. And so I ended up getting questioned that night. Come to find out, they had my roommate on audio and video selling to a confidential informant 4 times. So that's why I ended up there. So I went to Livingston County Jail. I was there complete. And at this time, like, I'm still not claiming Jesus, I'm waiting for my bond hearing, which was supposed to be the next day. Got canceled like 10 minutes before I found out. And then so I ended up going to like the Bible study that night in jail. I'm like, well, I'm just going to get out of the pod. I don't want to hear nothing they got to say. And it caught my attention, and then the next day I go to my bond hearing, and they tell me they're like, $75,000, 10%. So I had to pay $7,500 to walk. Like, I'm like stuck. First of all, like, my mom's definitely not coming with that money. Second of all, I'm doing my drugs, so I definitely don't have that money, So
yeah.
I was definitely freaking out.
Man, so like, what was that?
I
Like, what
can't
was
hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Check, check, check.
Can you hear him?
Can anybody hear me?
I can't hear you on my phone, but I can hear you on my computer.
Ah, okay. Can anybody else hear me? Just
I can hear him on my phone.
okay. I think maybe your alarm had probably interfered just a little bit, but I think it's all good. Can you hear? Can you hear me through her phone?
No, I
Okay.
don't know why I can't hear you, but I can hear you through her phone.
Oh man, you give me the
It's
last second.
delayed
Let
though.
me see. Try to mute your mic and then unmute. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I
You,
did that.
can you hear me? No.
I still don't.
Try to plug in some headphones.
Mm-mm.
All right, but while she's doing that, y'all, I'll need
Hold
y'all to
on.
continue to share. All right, as she's getting prepared, because we're gonna see what happened with that. Y'all, so far,
Hello?
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Nope.
All right, your friend has
I
to
don't
turn
know
her.
what's going on.
She may have to turn that phone down too, because it's. Let's see. Can you hear me?
This is crazy.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. 1 second. Everybody else, I know you can hear me, so, but 1 second.
Should I leave and come back?
All right. Now, while she's doing that, y'all, I need y'all to continue to share. She's gonna log out and come back in. But man, I'm telling y'all, this is so crazy. All right, and just when you're about to hear what's happening or how she made the turnaround. All right, let's see. All right, can you hear me now?
I can.
All right, there you go. I think your
Technical
alarm probably triggered
difficulties. I'm
something.
sorry. I don't know what
It's all
happened.
good. It happens. It happens. All right. Look. All right. So let's rewind. You get rated, right? Your son's there. He's seeing all this. And then what are you thinking when your son has his hand behind his back?
Man. I literally I was at a loss for words. I just wanted to be able to tell him it was okay, but I didn't know. My mind was
Yeah.
racing because I'm like sitting here thinking like, what do they have on me? Because obviously if they just kick my door in, like they know something, you know what I mean? Because I know I'm obviously selling the drugs, but I'm not going to tell them that. Like I was freaking out. I didn't know how to go about it because I didn't know what they knew.
Wow. So now you're in jail. You come out of the pod. You just gonna go to this Bible study, even though you're not about to hear what they're saying. So, did you end up hear what they were saying?
Yeah, definitely did eventually. I mean, after that bond hearing, when they told me 7,500, like I remember going back to my cell that night, and I was in a cell by myself. So I had like literally, I looked in the mirror and I just started bawling my eyes out. Like I compare it to Paul on Damascus Road. Like, you know, Saul was his name at first, then he persecuted Christians. And that's like how I compare myself, because I started coming against Christianity, like, you know, Jesus isn't the son of God, blah, just blasphemy, right? And all of a sudden, like, it just hit me. I'm like, you know what? Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, God, why me? Why me? I don't understand. Like, it was so hard for me. But then I realized that I had to trust him. Like, so I recommitted my life to Christ in there. I started leading Bible studies for the girls. So my friend, she's here now. We met in jail. Like,
tell friend to say hi again.
Say hey, girl.
Hey.
Yes. So we met in jail, and I'm doing Bible studies with her even. And yeah, it was crazy. So I knew I was gonna fight my case. Like I was like, they don't have anything on me. I watched all the videos and evidence, like my interview, the other girl's interview. I'm like, they ain't got nothing on me. They can't prove it. So I'm fighting it. Like I know I could win. But eventually I knew, like my lawyer, he's like, if you take a blind plea, they'll drop 3 of your 5 felony charges and you only have to plead guilty to 2. I'm like, no, did you watch my videos? They don't have anything. Well, that next night, I just knew that God was telling me to take responsibility. Like, it doesn't matter what they can prove. He's like, I want you to take responsibility for your actions. And I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, this is not something I want to do. I remember calling my mom, like, Mom, this is what, she's like, why would you do that if you can win it in court? I'm like, because I feel like this is what God's telling me to do, Ma. So I called my lawyer before I could change my mind. And we went to the courthouse the next day, and I told them I was doing the blind plea. And then I had to wait 2 more months to figure out what my sentencing was going to be. But through that whole time, I just kept repeating, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. I remember I was saying it back to back before all my court dates, like, and everything. So 2 months later, I go to my sentencing, and the judge, well, before that, my aunt told my mom about this faith-based recovery program that was opening in January. So it was for women. So it was called the Dalton Teen Challenge. So I'm like, man, you know what? Okay, I think I'm going to try this out. So I filled out the application. They met me a week before my sentencing, accepted me, and I went to court and went to my sentencing, and Stephanie was there, my mom and them. So we went there. And listening to the judge, like, I thought I was going up the river, because I could have done up to 7 years in prison. So I'm like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, she's going to send me to prison. She's not trying to hear nothing. Well, I read my statement to her and everything. And she like flipped everything around that she was saying. And she was like, but the person I'm looking at today is a completely different person than the first and even the second time you came into court. She's like, you're not the same person. She's like, and I can honestly sit here and say that I don't believe I'll ever see you in my courtroom again. So she sentenced me to successful completion of the Adult and Teen Challenge program. So that was a year faith-based recovery program that I had to stay at. And yeah, so that's where I went.
And if I don't see no hearts coming up in this chat, I'm about to throw something. Did y'all hear what she said? She said that the judge said that this is a completely different person that I'm looking at. Did y'all? I don't know. Did y'all hear that? Do you see what happened when you obey God? You take responsibility, even when it don't make sense. She could have been in prison for 7 years, y'all. 7. Could you have been in prison right now today? Is this?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, right now today. This isn't a long time ago, guys. We're talking about recent. We're talking about recent events. How God took her life, changed it, touched the heart of the judge, and says this is a different person that I'm looking at, and gives her a successful. What did it say? It's called a successful what?
Completion. Sorry, I'm plugging my charger in.
Oh, okay, I see. a successful completion. Now, see, that's when Fran should be helping you out. That's when Fran, like, hey, Fran, can you plug this in real quick?
She did. She just went and grabbed it for me.
Oh, okay, Fran. She was real discreet. I'm like a ninja.
Okay, I'm charging now.
But you're talking about, look at that. I know your daughter grateful. You talking about possible 7 years, and look at she taking credit, but talking about 7 years, and you get a successful completion, and all you have to do is adult teen challenge.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So they picked me up from the jail. It was, amen, God is always faithful. Yes, he definitely is. So it was January 21st of 2019. I was released from Livingston County Jail. I had to do 6 months there, which was time served by the time I had sentencing. And I remember I grabbed this because I got it out today and it really hit me. My mom gave me this journal, and the verse she put was Jeremiah 29:11-14 was the first thing I read. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me. I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back from captivity." So I'm reading that on my way to this program, and it just gave me so much hope. And then she wrote me a little letter, but obviously I'm not going to read that. But it's just crazy because, like you said, my mama, she always believed in me. She prayed for me as I was going through this time with active addiction. And honestly, I know that that's God's grace, God's favor. Like, if it wasn't for my mama, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Wow.
And so I went to that program. I was there for a year. It was extremely hard, a discipleship program. I started being able to come home on passes. And I remember when I went on my first pass, it was a 12-hour pass. I wrote a letter to the judge because I was going to my brother's high school graduation, and her son graduated with him. So I wrote her a letter thanking her for sentencing me to this program and just giving me another chance. And I saw her and I gave it to her. And let me tell you, on July 23rd, just a few weeks ago, which hit 3 years since the day that I was arrested.
Yeah.
She came in to the dentist where I work as a patient, and she's like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "It's crazy. It's 3 years today." And she was just saying, she's like, "You know what? I needed to see you today just to remind me of how good people do actually change, And it just it filled her up and it filled me up. But that was God too, allowing that to happen on that day. It was just pretty amazing.
Wow, man. Total transformation. And you said that she steps into the office where you were working, right? So here we are again, right? Felon. But you got a job though, and something recently happened. What did you just recently get? I mean, you're sitting.
I'm in my own home. I bought it, got a loan to buy a house. And also, let me tell you, if you look on the website for the people I got the loan from, I don't even have the qualifications to get this house because I don't have 2 years of tax returns because I hadn't been home that long. I ain't even been home for 2 years yet. But man, God made it happen because that was in his plan. It was so easy though. You can lose hope so easy. When I first came home, it was so hard to find a job at first. I literally secured 5 jobs when I first came home. And then they took back those job offers once my felony came through, my background check, after I had already told them about it. And I started working in a factory right when the pandemic started. Ended up buying a car in July of last year, paid for it cash. Couple weeks or months later, I paid off all of my fines, over $2,000 worth. And now I am in my own home, me and my kids, living our best life in ministry school. And I've been hosting at my church. Life it's just beyond words, honestly. God never ceases to amaze me.
Wow, man. And right, so we're talking about, the addiction and everything that you had. So what are you doing now? I heard you they want you to lead something.
You talking about, Celebrate Recovery?
Yeah.
Yes. So when I first came home, I started going to Pontiac Bible Church. If you're in Pontiac, go to Celebrate Recovery. It's not for people who are necessarily in addiction. It's hurts, hangups, habits. Like if you've ever
Mhm.
hurt someone or if you've ever been hurt, period, just go. Like you receive healing. I noticed like being an adult and teen challenge, going through that discipleship program, I really feel like all Christians should do that. Like, because we don't even realize how much we're affected by the things that we go through. You know, it really can make or break you.
Mhm.
But God can see you through all of that. And you need accountability. You need people in your corner. And Celebrate Recovery has definitely been that for me. And I've been leading the women's group since I think March.
Wow. See
Yeah.
there. Now, if there's any parent on here that is wondering what's going to happen with their kids, and and you haven't seen anything yet, I think this testimony should let you know that that prayer works, that God is listening, that you know what, hey, if God can do the same thing for Alicia, He can do the same thing for your kid. And don't worry, Jessica, you can definitely go back and watch this. Um, and she said, "Congrats on the house."
Thank you.
If y'all don't know, if any guest that's been on this show, Alicia has supported them like 100%. Like if they had a product, they had a book, like she's grabbing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the type of person that she is. Listen, y'all, I told y'all that this was gonna be amazing, crazy. What? They said, wait, you also led a book club?
Yes, in
What
the
we talking
women's
about?
group. We did the Purpose Driven Life.
Wow, and you led a book club. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I want to open the door for questions because if anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can definitely throw it in the chat, and we can try to answer some because we're coming up towards the end, and I definitely want to give away some cash and let you know how to receive that. But if anybody have any questions right now about her testimony or just certain things that if it's private, you can definitely DM her. But if you have any questions, I think now it's time to ask. But I'm gonna keep going with this. So, what's any future plans that you have right now? That you kind of like is either developing or got something brewing in your brain. What's the next steps? What are you thinking?
Well, another thing that I've done in the past year is I got my LLC for my business.
All right.
I named it True Divine Healing LLC. God gave me a vision. I always wanted to have a scrub shop. Um, but while I was in the program, I remember I wrote it down in my journal. I still have it. I was like, I'm going to have my own scrub shop and I'm going to name it Divine Healing. And I want to put a scripture in every tag. Um, but since I've been home, I know that's going to be a lot because I'll have to have somebody tailor them and all that. But leading up to that, God really led me to get the LLC and the tax EIN number. So I'm going to start selling inspirational T-shirts because I'm always buying people's shirts. Like I could be having my own shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually want to start doing that. I'm in ministry school right now. So
All
right
right.
now, just continuing to work on that, my kids, one's going to high school, one's going to junior high. So also want to make sure that I'm being the best mother that I can be, that I'm
There you
supporting
go.
my kids, there's a lot in the making. I'm trying to, the business thing got put to the side since I started the house buying process, but I
That's all right.
believe that is coming soon. So be on the lookout for True Divine Healing because I plan on putting out some product.
There you go. I think your mom wants you to talk about the ministry school.
Okay, so ministry school, when I came home, ISOM is Illinois School of Ministry, is the Assemblies of God was the denomination that had Adult and Teen Challenge, and
Okay.
their assistant director, I talked to him and I was like, how much are classes, because I was thinking about it, and he offered it to me for free. So
What?
I literally am going to ministry school and I don't have to pay for anything. I take a course every month and then we have to take the test after that. So there's 3 levels. I'm currently in the first level right now. My book I'm on right now is super hard.
What you
Introduction
taking?
to Hermeneutics.
Oh,
So
hermeneutics. You know the science and art of preaching, huh?
yes, I love it though. It's absolutely amazing. So I know God's been using me like hosting on Sundays at my church, and they've really been asking me to step up in leadership roles. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of things he has for me. He put it on my heart on June 14th, 2019, that he wanted me in ministry. Galatians 1:15 and 16 gave me that verse. And ever since then, I'm like, I got to pursue this. So.
Wow. Free education. Totally transformed your life. You didn't have the requirements to get you a house and you got it. You were supposed to serve 7 years. You didn't. You did 6 months. I think this should be a testament to trusting God for sure. I mean, think about it. Everything that you went through went against you. You were not supposed to be in the position that you are in right now. And man, look at that. Yep. Look at that. You stepped out on faith and God provided. For sure.
Amen.
Yep. And look, Stephanie said one thing about Alicia is she's determined. So,
Thank you, sis.
and it sounds like she hear from God too. So, y'all, if y'all have any prayer requests, I'm pretty sure she'll pray and get his attention because it seems like her prayers are getting through, like all the
Your
way.
prayers can get through too, though. Anybody.
Look at that. Jessica, the Cash App, yes. So the Cash App, yeah, that's what she heard. Cash App? What you talking about? What you mean?
You want my Cash App?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. So, do you want her Cash App, or are you asking about the Cash App that I'm doing? Because that, I don't know. I kind of read it the way you said it. Do you want to her Cash App? So let me know on that
she
one.
probably talking about what you were talking about.
Probably not. Probably not. What's yes? I don't know. Yes to both? Which one? We'll see. Okay. So yeah. So I think there you go. It's to you. What to me?
Oh
That's
my
to you.
gosh.
So what's your Cash App? Let me put it in the banner. I'm
Thank
gonna throw
you.
and listen. Everybody can do the same. Give me that Cash App.
Leacy'Babii. It's
All right. What is it?
Leacy'Babii.
Babii. Okay. Babii. Let me put that good old let me see. Add banner. All right. So put the $ before that. But there's her Cash App. $ Leacy'Babii. All right. If this, because there ain't no other way to express than to give. All right. So if this testimony is definitely touched you. All right. She said text it to her. You got a number? Awesome. All right.
I got her. Oh yeah, I do, don't I?
Yeah. I hope. I
Team
don't know.
tell it.
Yeah, you got. Yeah. All right, y'all. So again, she is the one that contact all the guests. So if you're on here, you've been on tele before. She got your number. But definitely, if you want to give, for sure, man, because she's doing some amazing things. And I think you may want to be a part of this, y'all. And one sure way is to give and to be a part of her journey and blessing her and making sure she succeeds. Because obviously, God is a part of what she's doing. So if you want God to also be a part of you and what you're doing, look it. Lynette said she's gonna send it over.
Oh,
There you go.
I love
All right.
y'all.
Your daughter got to go. She got to
I
enjoy
love you
Disney
too,
World.
Mija. Have fun at Disney World.
She in Disney World. But yo, send it in, y'all, because this is gift. I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't believe the story she just said, if you don't believe that God is real, then that's a whole lot of happenstance that happened. I don't see a lot of that stuff happening by accident. So definitely feel free to give for sure. So again, it's up there. Okay, there you go. I typed it in. But definitely go ahead. She's so funny. Um, go ahead. It's $ Leacy'Babii on her Cash App and send in whatever you can do most definitely go ahead and send that in. And I'm pretty sure she'll definitely appreciate it because if you have something, she'll definitely buy and support for sure. All right. All right. So just like that, we up on our hour, right? We're on our hour, and it happens so fast. Is there anything else that you want to share before we head out? Before I share how people can win um, a little cash prize?
Honestly, I just want to speak to those who are going through things, or if you have family members who are going through things in life, hard, and you just feel like you're in this pit of destruction. Like, you hear my testimony and what God brought me through, but it wasn't just me. Like, he does that for all of his children. He promises to be faithful, and let me tell you, he always comes in on his promises.
Mm.
So seriously, the answer is to just seek him and seek that relationship with Jesus, and he will speak to you. He will guide you. Allow him to be the author and perfecter of your faith. Keep your eyes fixed on Jesus.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Hebrews
Amen.
12.
Amen. Amen. Well, listen, y'all. We wrapping up on our time again. I told y'all this was gonna be good. I, I mean, cause I heard it beforehand. I was like, okay. Cause usually people say, she wants to tell a story. It's like, all right, let me listen. She sent me Stephanie. Shout out to you again. Sent me the video of her testimony. I listened to it. I was like, okay, this is going on. She's coming on. Tell it. And I was so ecstatic because she continued to share. I didn't share this, but she always shared my content. She always shared whatever guest that was on. She always shared whatever they said. And I was just thinking, like, you know what? Let me just ask if she want to be a part of the team, because at this time I was doing everything by myself, and I was like, I need some help. And lo and behold, she prayed about it first, right? Took a couple of days. She prayed about the decision. She said that she felt a release from God to join. So I'm definitely grateful. It made this show a whole lot better, a whole lot more professional. I mean, we send out this survey to people, and they say that she is always kind and very professional. And so, listen, y'all, I couldn't actually. I don't have to even say nothing to her. Like, she already know what to do. Period. So, I mean, no, thank you, Mama Blanca. All right, thank you for everything that you have done to put her where she is right now. Um, thank you again. Thank you, Alicia, for sharing and being brave and bold enough to share as well. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having me on the show. And I think my mom says she wants your banana pudding.
Is this what she said?
That's what she said.
All right, bet. No more questions asked. All right, I'm gonna get the stuff, and I can't mail it to you, so I don't know if you want to pick
I'm
it up.
only 30 minutes away. I will make a drive for my mom.
There you go. So, hey, Mom, make sure the bowl comes back with banana pudding in it. I just want to let you know.
Christina wants some too, my friend that's over here. So,
all right, there you go. All right, listen. Lynette has a question. She said, "How many people do you want to reach, sis?" All right, so she wants to know how far are you trying to take this testimony? How many people are you trying to reach?
honestly, like, my dream, I always said when I was in Teen Challenge, I see myself on stage giving my testimony, like being like a motivational speaker. So, like, I want to share it with the world, to be completely honest with you. Like, I want to reach so many lives. Like, I don't even want to put a number on it, because God, I know how powerful God is, and he always shows out. So I want my testimony to touch so many lives, but not just on what I've been through, but what he's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and continues to do. So,
Right. There you go. Somebody said you might have a book brewing. You might have a book coming out.
you know how many times I've heard that? I know. I need to.
Why not?
Should.
Why not? You lived it. This is your story. All you gotta do is start writing it down. Take it a day at a time. Anytime you get a little inspiration to write some stuff, go ahead and put it down. Before you know, you'll have a book. Yes, Mom. Okay, I will do the banana pudding. All right. Now I put it down for myself because I was making it a lot, you're only really supposed to have it once a year. You're not really supposed to have it a lot because it's crazy. But I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna take some off the top too, and you make sure at least you get that bow too. All right. I don't want to see a half bow or nothing like that. Fran, where you at, Fran? I got you. So I'm gonna just make a bow, get like some little Tupperware, and then I'm gonna go. You can come in and pick it up. But y'all, all right, here comes the time to where you can find out. No, you cannot have as much. Listen, all right? Go ahead and have it as much as you want. See what happened. Man, listen. Let me just tell you how banana pudding goes. All right, so the recipe I'm going to use is my mom's recipe. And so anytime we had a gathering, we always waited to bring the banana pudding out last, because if you bring it out first, people may be liable to put it on their plate with their food, and it'll go quick. Like, it'll last for no more than like 10 minutes. So, yeah, we wait to bring that out.
Yes.
So I'll just let you know how good it is.
Person.
Yeah, so
I just did that at my small group. Miss Sharon, I don't know if she's still on here. She made this dessert. I ate it first before the meal.
See? And that's exactly how it goes. So we wait to bring it out last. And then, once everybody had their fill, they had to kind of build themselves up again. They either have to go use the bathroom, or they got to wait a little bit, or unbutton their pants. But they're going to get some of that banana pudding. So that's how it works. So be careful, y'all. All right? Be careful. Tell me how you like it. Oh, look at that. She about to eat some peach cobbler right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's my other favorite. See,
there you go. So I don't know how to make that. That's not me. But, look at that. They're shaking. Coach Smyer. Fitness Coach Smyer. We talking about banana pudding. But you should hear Lynette's story too. She encourages women through fitness, and she
definitely does. She's encouraged me so much since I've been friends with her on Facebook and tuning in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Every Tuesday and Friday, check it out. She's gonna go live, right? So tomorrow, she's gonna go live tomorrow. Y'all check it out. Make sure y'all go at her, Lynette Smyer. Honey, you want to put your Instagram in there too? If people want to follow you. Anyway, once you do that, I'll post it up. All right. So this is how, okay, you are going to win cash in your Cash App or in your bank account. Fran, you in this too. Alicia, sorry, you're not in this one. And Lynette, sorry, you're not in this one either. All right. So, so here it is. All you have to do is put hashtag tell it anniversary. That's it. All right. There you go. And there's her Instagram, Lynette Smyer _T48fit. All right, so go ahead and follow her right now on Instagram.
She said her phone's dead.
Her what? She did what?
Her phone's dead.
Her phone just died just now.
Her phone died. She can't even put the hashtag.
Well, all right. Here,
because she's watching it while she's here live.
Yeah, you need that charger. All right, but here's the beautiful thing about it. This is going to go until Saturday. Saturday is the anniversary day. All right. So you need to go ahead. So here's the 3 things you need to do. All right. You need to follow me right now on Facebook if we're not already friends. Number 2, you need to go subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and like it. And number 3, when you're done with all that, once you follow me, once you friended me on Facebook, once you subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you need to go ahead and put hashtag tell it anniversary. Once that happens and I see it, I'm gonna look and see if people did all 3. If you did that, then you may catch a surprise in your Cash App. And so, because I am not a biased person, right? Remember, it's Team Tell It. Alicia has a wheel, right? She's gonna find out who did all 3 because she has access to all of it. If she finds enough people who did it, she's gonna put it in the wheel, and we're gonna spin it, and then we're gonna release the winner on Saturday. Okay, does that sound fair, people? Is that too much, too little? Doesn't matter. That's my rules. Okay, it's Tell It's rules. All right, you need to do it. All right.
it's too much. You just don't win the money.
You don't win the money. That's you ain't got to work too hard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you don't want it, that's fine. Somebody else wants it. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, and this is going on until Saturday. All right, and Saturday we will release the winner, and then you'll find out how much is going in your Cash App. Okay, so you definitely want to give for sure. But without further ado, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Alicia, for your story. I know you have blessed many people. And listen. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. All the stuff that was supposed to happen, all the stuff that you have seen, and God totally flipped it. He totally flipped the script, gave you grace, sent you blessings and favor and miracles.
Yes.
Man, that is something strong. And that's why we do this, man, because people need to hear stuff like this. They need to hear that no matter what you're going through, no matter the situation, no matter how hard it may look, that God is still faithful. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. He is definitely with you to the end of the world, to the end of this age. So thank you again for sharing your testimony. Thank you to Mama praying you through. Even when you didn't want to hear it, she prayed you through, and now look at it. She's on the other side about to get some banana pudding. Man, look at that. God is good.
And she's the one who got me the job as a dental assistant too.
Boom. Look at that. Mom been there, man. She been rolling with you.
And to top it off, I lost my CNA license. I was a CNA for 12 years because of my felony. So I wasn't even in patient care anymore. I was working in factories, but I got in the dental office with no experience as a dental assistant. They taught me on the job. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Whoever missed this, go ahead and catch the replay. I'll be posting it. I'll be sharing. We'll be promoting this for sure. And again, if you did not get a chance, go ahead and hit up her Cash App. All right. This is one of the best things that you can do besides prayer is to give towards somebody's life. All right, and knowing that God is a part of it. But we thank y'all. Thank you, Fran. That's in the back. Sorry that your phone died.
He's over here like.
Yes, and man, another amazing, like your friend that was in jail with you right there having Bible studies with her. She's sitting in your living room right now, man. That's man,
and that's where we met, in jail.
Wow, amazing, man, amazing. We can keep going, but I'm gonna stop it there because I'm gonna be respectful of people's time. Y'all, this is Tell It. This is season 3, episode 2. We're just gonna keep going up from here. We had Shar inspiring and letting people know to be exactly who God wanted you to be. Just be it. And now we have Sister Alicia here giving her amazing testimony and letting you know that no matter what you're going through, God is definitely faithful and he can definitely turn around if you seek him. So coming up next, we have Mr. Donnie D. Mob Edwards. So, Harper. I say Edwards. Harper. My bad, bro. I'm really sorry for that. Harper coming up next, and he got something crazy to share with y'all as well. But stay tuned because you'll see it. Other than that, Alicia, stay on. Got some more stuff to rap about. And we out of here, y'all. Thanks for tuning in for Tell It. Holla.